to bed or wherever you are, and you go up to the lab and you make a phone trace.
Yeah, it's about how it works.
Great.
Now I really had to catch this guy, if only to make peace with Martha. He was out there, somewhere, walking around free, while I was tied to an electronic leash. Luckily, the beeper worked. When the hacker called, I was waiting.
What's up, Cliff?
Hacker again. He's in an army base.
What you gonna do?
Call the army. Same guy who logged into my computer as Sventech was logging into an army computer under the name Hunter. Same guy who caused that 75-cent accounting imbalance. Once he got into this army computer, I could see him searching their database, looking for military information, looking for stuff about their missile plans. Weird stuff was happening here. Scientists used the networks to connect to other labs and universities. But you could also connect to a network of unclassified military computers over something called the MILNet. That's what the hacker did. When he got onto the MILNet, he tried to get into one computer after another. He didn't do anything fancy. He tried standard account names and passwords. All new computers are supplied with them. You're supposed to replace them, but people forget, even on military computers. I was amazed at how successful he was. On 1 out of every 10 or 20 computers, he'd get in. Once inside a computer, he'd set up a phony account. I began to collect the account names that he'd create. I saw him create Hunter, Hedges, Jaeger, Benson, over and over again. They didn't mean much to me, but they might mean something to our local word expert.
$37.
Maggie Morley is the lab's librarian.
119.
119, 129.
She plays rough and tumble Scrabble to tournament standards, and she never forgets a good word.
The words he was interested in were Jaeger and Benson and Hunter and Hedges. Well, I thought Jaeger was a nice word. I'm a Scrabble player, and that word Jaeger once gave me a large score because I played the J in Jaeger on a triple letter score, and I played the entire word on a double word score. Jaeger, I also knew, was a kind of bird which harassed other birds, causing them to drop the food from their beaks. And it's also a German word meaning hunter. So right at that moment, we correlated Hunter and Jaeger as being akin. As for the Hedges and Benson, well, anybody who has ever smoked has heard of Benson and Hedges cigarettes. So we sort of leapt to the conclusion that the hacker might be a smoker, and he might be smoking Benson and Hedges cigarettes.
Now we were getting somewhere. By this time, other people were helping out. Ron Vivere was the technical whiz of TimeNet, a computer network company. He traced the hacker from our lab to his terminal in Oakland, and then to a telephone line at Pacific Bell's exchange. Steve Doherty of Pacific Bell agreed to take up the tracing from there, as soon as we got a search warrant. The Oakland District Attorney got us a warrant, and we were ready to go.
Dave, he's on.
What port number, Cliff?
Hold on.
Okay.
Port number 420.
420.
Yeah.
Hello, TimeNet.
It's Cliff Stoll. We need a trace on port number 420 coming out of Lawrence Berkeley Lab. Yeah, 420.
Hold on, let me get the trace. Yes, coming in on Oakland again. Port 322, 2902. Yes, 430-2902. That's the one to trace, Steve.
Right, hang on, I'll be right on it. Let me get Oakland online. Oakland, Steve Doherty. Yes, we have the number on trace again, please.
Hang on.
Okay.
That's 4E, Steve.
Looks like we're heading to AT&T. Oakland 4E, hang on.
I listened in as Steve added one technician after another to the trace.
Okay, we got AT&T Oakland
Each
online.
time the
I'm
trail
from
led to a
Jersey.
different phone company, a new group of technicians joined in. They seemed to understand what was happening,
Rich
even if I
Oh,
didn't.
Yes, Rich. Steve Doherty, Pac-Bell Security, San Francisco.
How you doing?
Yes, we have a trace in progress right now, and we have it traced back to your Oakland 4E. We need to continue this
In
trace
just a
right
couple
now.
minutes, Steve traced the call
Yeah,
clear
he's
across
online.
the country
And,
to the
we
East
have
Coast.
our court order.
Okay, Steve, I got it. Looks like you're on your way to Virginia.
AT&T Arlington 4E. I have your 5096. It's leaving me to CMP McLean, truck group 427.
Y'all are trucked into McLean, and it's almost dinner time.
Suddenly, there were 6 people on the line,
Routing code
all of us waiting,
5096.
trying to pull a needle out of an electronic haystack.
Here it comes. Looks like a PBS Hunt Group multi-line. From pair group 500, that's 1060. Shall I confirm with the dropout?
Stand by. Cliff, we traced the number, but to make sure that we trace the right trunk group, we want to pull the heat coils. And we do this, we'll drop the connection here. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. Tell her go right ahead. I'll see what happens here.
Place your bets. Here we go. I'll pop the fuse. Now.
Yeah, that did it all right.
It's 1060, all right. That's all, boys. I'll shuffle some papers and ship them on upstairs. Bye now.
So who's the hacker?
I can't tell you. I don't have the trace information. The technician in Virginia does, and she won't give it to us.
Why not?
Well, our search warrant is for California, and it's no good in Virginia.
Oh, no.
Great. We traced the hacker all the way to Virginia, and now the phone company won't tell me who he is. When I calmed down, I looked at what the hacker had been up to. He was in a government computer again. This time, he was looking for members of the CIA. And he found them, too. Phone numbers, names, everything. Should I call them? Well, why not?
Hi, Ed Manning? Yeah, some computer hacker's looking for you. He broke into our computer, then he's going out over the Milnet looking for people. Yeah,
Now I was in trouble. The CIA wanted to see me.
sure. Yeah, you could come out here, but... Monday?